Hello Year 3, it's Miss Sumner again, and today we'll be looking at our Gore village. Some of the pictures you sent in were amazing, and I'm really excited to carry on with this lesson. Today's lesson is about choosing the appropriate descriptive language, so not just using the first word that comes into your brain, but to think of other words that you can use to make a bigger impact on the reader. So your first challenge is I've got 4 different words, quite basic words, old, big, tall, sparkling, and I want you to create a synonym bubble for that word. Now synonym means other words that mean the same thing but they might be more appropriate or sound better. So for the word big, you can pause the video and have a go at yourself, or we can have a go. So I know that the word colossal means massive. Oh, massive I could use. I could use the word, my class like this one, towering, meaning that something is so big it's kind of leaning over, it's towering over something. Another word for big, you could have humongous. Oh, or massive, or huge, or imposing. Pause the video, have a go for the other 3 words. Okay, we're now going to have a little look at 2 different extracts, and I want you to try and imagine what they are like in your head. Okay, so this is the Wizard of Oz. The cyclone had set the house down in the midst of a country of marvellous beauty. So already by marvellous beauty, you know that it is a beautiful place that they've landed. There were lovely patches of green grassland all about, with large trees. So here they could have used those synonyms for big, but they haven't, but that's fine. Bearing. What does bearing? Rich and luscious fruit. But it's obviously a verb. It is the large tree, something rich and luscious fruit. It could mean, yes, it means carrying. So it means bearing means that it's carrying, it's got on the branches rich and luscious fruit. I love that word, luscious. It means that it's absolutely beautiful, it tastes amazing. And in your head you can just imagine how amazing those fruit look. They might be bright red, they might be bright green. Banks of gorgeous flowers were on every hand, and birds with rare and brilliant feathers sang and fluttered in the trees and bushes. So I can see that I've got fluttering, that's what they are doing, and we've got the banks of gorgeous flowers, and you can see and picture those there. So they've used really good vocabulary in this extract, and hopefully some of those words you might be able to use in your writing today. So pause the video and write down any words or phrases that you think you'll be able to use. Now the next one's a little bit different. This one is from the book Narnia. Now I want you to do this one on your own. So pause the video and write down any words that you think are really good. I've highlighted some of them and what they might mean. What kind of impression does this extract give you of Narnia? Is it a beautiful, wonderful place that you want to go to? Or is it a little bit eerie, a little bit nerve-wracking, a daunting place to go to? Narnia. Lucy followed the 4 and Mr. Tumnus through the dark, bewildering wood. What does bewildering mean? They had not gone far before they came to a place where the ground became rough and bumpy, and there were small, jagged rocks all about, and daunting hills up and down. Mr. Tumnus turned suddenly aside, as if he were going to walk into a large rock. But at the last moment Lucy realised it was the entrance to a dark, gloomy-looking cave. So your questions today is, what do the highlighted words mean? What could you use to help you to find out what those words mean? And what sort of atmosphere is created? Okay. And then your final task today Your task is to use your drawing and description to write your own full sentences. Try to write at least 5 sentences. So here's a picture of someone's school village, and they have annotated, they put a line to the vibrant emerald bushes. So that means vibrant means really bright, emerald another word for green, and they've written those bushes. But that is not a sentence. That's what we call an expanded noun phrase. It's a noun with some adjectives and a determiner. Okay? But we need a verb in there. We need a sentence. You might even want to put a fronted adverbial like I've done here. So I've chosen to do the fronted adverbial against the towering fence. It's a preposition, it tells you where it is, and because it's a fronted adverbial, which a lot of my children forgot, there is, I don't know how to do it, there is a comma there. It also means you can take it away and the sentence still makes sense on its own. So, against the towering fence, there were vibrant emerald bushes swaying in the gentle wind. So I've also got this verb here, the swaying, and the verb were, which is one of our tricky monster verbs because we always forget about them. I've got a preposition at the end, in the gentle wind, and it's also adding into the sentence what you can see. You might be able to hear the wind, and it gives the impression of a really exciting place where there's vibrant bushes, there's gentle wind, there's a towering fence, and that reader can then imagine what is happening. Your task: get your phrases and phrases and words from yesterday and turn them into full sentences, and try and challenge yourself by putting in fronted adverbials and making them really exciting. 5 sentences, off you go.